System boot completed.
Righto, tally ho there champs. Today we're going to be having a look at this, the QNAP TS453B 4-bay NAS. And this is a game changer. If you just want to know the best 4-bay NAS, this is it. And I will tell you why. It has some game-changing features on it. I mean, nothing comes close to this at the moment. And I am a TS453A owner, and I feel a little bit sad because mine doesn't have the features that this one has. So yeah, I would really want to get one of these. Anyway, so it's a 4-bay NAS, and I don't know how I lived without a NAS for so long. NASs are so useful, and it becomes the hub of your world. It becomes a central point for all your computers, all your devices to back up, to sync data across all these devices, to access remotely, becomes your home theater. They are just so useful. Now this one here would be great for small businesses, home use, and they come in at around $1,000 Australian, and I'll leave links in the description where you can buy it. I recommend M-Wave. They're a fantastic computer store in Australia. You can also buy it in the US for around 700 and around £700 in the UK as well. Now, prices have gone up, there's no doubt, with just computer stuff in general. But with this thing here, it is expensive, but it is well worth it. The innovations that this has compared to anything else out there is well worth the extra bit of money. So if you're into a 4-bay NAS that you can expand as well, of course, this is a great one to get. So having a look at it, it's built solid, it's black, and it has like a teal accent on the right there. It has a blank face, like a glossy blank black face. That's a mouthful. And slide off that blank face, and under there you have toolless trays, so it's easy just to pull them out, pop in the drives, no tools required, and slap it back in. Fantastic. It does have a nice aesthetic. I do like that you can't see the drive bays at the front, and that teal accent looks clean, it looks nice, it really looks modern, it's built solid, and it's not an ugly NAS that you have to hide away. So first of all, let's just get into the specs. Intel quad-core Celeron J3455, which has hardware encryption. So this is quad core. Most NASs have dual core CPUs, and because it has hardware encryption built in, that means there is no reason why you wouldn't encrypt this. This is as fast with everything encrypted, all your data encrypted, all your folders, volumes, as it is without encryption. So just encrypt everything. You're not going to get an impact in performance there. It only uses like 30 watts power, like you wouldn't even notice that in your bill. 15 watts at idle. It has an OLED screen at the front, which has capacitive touch buttons, so you can see the status of your NAS and that without having to log into your computer. You just press the buttons there. This one comes with 4 gigabytes. You can get an 8 gigabyte model. You can upgrade it yourself, or you can just get the 8 gigabyte model to start off with. Let's go on a little tour. On the front, of course, you have that OLED screen I was talking about, the capacitive buttons there. You have the power button, the LED indicator lights. You have the SD card slot and the USB 3 connection, so you can connect it straight to your computer. More about that later. USB 3, and then you have the one-touch copy button where you would plug a USB drive or a SD card, and you would press that and it would just copy down your data. The one thing is you have to buy a license with this to use exFAT, so yeah, would have been nice if they included it, and also would have been nice if they included the USB-C cable. That doesn't come with it either, so just something to note there. So on the back, up the top, you have the PCI expansion slot, and that's the game changer there, as well as the USB-C direct connection at the front. 2 killer features, I'll get into that later. You have 2 microphone inputs, and yes, you can use this as a karaoke machine. You have an audio out, you have 2 HDMIs out, so you can connect that to your amp, your TV. You can use it as a standalone PC, home theater PC, and you get that included remote, so it's fantastic. And then you have 4 USB 3s on the back and 2 1 gigabit Ethernet ports, Kensington security lock, and of course you have the fan at the back, which is very quiet. I don't notice it at all. The loudest thing about this is the hard drives. They're going to be the loudest things, and even then I can't really hear it that much. Every now and then I hear a search noise, and it doesn't really get hot. I've only got 2 hard drives in it at the moment, and I do recommend you use NAS or enterprise hard drives. So you want to use something like WD Reds, WD Gold, or WD Enterprise drives. I have a review on the WD Reds and the WD Gold. You do want something that is built for RAID. You don't want to be using consumer drives in this, so I'll leave links in the description to all those reviews of those products. So as you can see, it's chock-a-block full of features. And just comparing, say, for example, QNAP and Synology, they are the two big dogs in the NAS world, and they're both great. But undoubtedly, when it comes to innovation, value for money, the features you get, QNAP is the best in that regard, no doubt. You cannot get another 4-bay NAS in this segment with as much features as this. So as I said, the game-changing features on this is at the front you have that direct connect USB-C, so you can plug the USB-C into the front of this NAS and then connect it straight to your computer. Direct connect, you don't have to go through the network or anything like that, it just connects directly. So that's a feature that pretty much only QNAP have in this segment. Also, the biggest game changer for me is that PCI Express expansion slot. So you can put 10 gigabit Ethernet card in there, you can put a M.2/10 gigabit Ethernet card in there, you can put a wireless card in there, and that just changes the game. Being able to use this wireless or being able to use this with 10 gigabit Ethernet, which will give you super fast speeds, being able to put M.2 SSDs in there to use as cache, or it can even be used where it moves the most frequently used things to those SSDs, is an absolute game changer. Because the reality is, no matter how fast the drives are in there, SSDs or hard drives, you're going to be limited by the gigabit network. This is capable of over 200 megabytes per second read and write if it's been accessed simultaneously through both the 1 gigabyte Ethernet NICs, but it can't go any faster than that. With those 2 gigabyte Ethernet NICs, you can use it in load balancing scenarios, or you can use it as a failover. Now, 10 gigabit Ethernet will become a standard sooner or later. They are starting to introduce it into new motherboards of computers like the X299 platform. So being able to put a 10 gigabit Ethernet connection there, you'll be able to get over 600 megabytes per second read and write, providing you have the hard drives or SSDs in there fast enough. Now, 10 gigabit interface can actually theoretically transfer nearly a gigabyte per second, but with overheads and so on, you're probably just over 600 megabytes per second is probably about right. So it's pretty much limited by the speed of your hard drives in there, or if you do have SSDs in there, you're going to be getting over 600 megabytes per second read and write, which for a NAS is like fantastic, and it's a game changer. That's why I want this NAS so much. I want to put a 10 gigabit Ethernet connection to it and it will just fly. Now, it would take me hours to actually go through every single feature of this. So it runs on QTS, which is fantastic. They've upgraded that and they've upgraded the interface. It's much more streamlined. It's easier to use. And the things you can do with this NAS, it will take me like hours to tell you everything about this NAS, but you can use hybrid backup sync, backup stuff to your NAS, and then back it up to Dropbox or Google Drive or Amazon, stuff like that. You can use it as a surveillance station, so you can hook up IP cameras to it. You can use it as a media server, Plex, Kodi. You have that remote, of course. You can use it to streaming, transcoding, HD content, and because of those HDMIs on the back, you can hook it up to a 4K TV and watch 4K content. You can use stuff like QSync and automatically can sync your data across multiple devices. You can use it as a VPN. You can use it as a web server, so you can have your own website hosted on it, virtual machines, so you can run Linux Station. You can run multiple operating systems on this, and you can connect to these operating systems on the go wherever you got an internet connection. You can run Windows, Linux, all sorts of operating systems. You can use it as standalone PC. You can use it as a podcast generator to host all your podcast, email server, Azure storage. You can use it as a torrent client. It's so much things, I cannot cover it all. You can even play games on this thing and use it as an emulator too. So there's nothing this can't do. And you get that future-proof connection with the PCI Express slot. You get the direct connection, you get a super solid storage and backup solution and hub for all your devices, anywhere, off-site, on-site, and you can even access and backup stuff from your phone as well. You have all the QNAP apps on your phone. I'm sorry this video took so long, but I've only just touched the surface, and if you're after a 4-bay NAS, this is the best one to get. It's future-proof, and I definitely want one. I would love to do a lot more videos on it, but this one is not mine. This has got to go back. But if you want the best 4-bay NAS out there, this is the one, and this is the one I have my eye on. So if this video was helpful, give me a thumbs up there. If you want to know anything about it, leave comments down there. I'd like to really thank you guys for watching, and until next time guys, tally ho.